I also have a comment or a question by Shingyo. Sometimes the name itself breaks out of you. Nembutsu is pouring. Sometimes you are so overwhelmed with all the course of daily life, and you forget. You remember and read to yourself again. Sometimes you think about Amida and about the Pure Land, that you will become a Buddha, and that transcendental joy breaks through the Nembutsu without stopping. Nembutsu is always with us. Amida Buddha is always with us. Yes, very beautiful, Shingyo. So, thank you, Hojun, for translating for Shingyo. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Joshin, you also had another questions or something that you wanted to discuss with us?
I think that's about it, actually. I think, yeah, it's just, I wanted to ask you about this change I've noticed in my personality. And like I said, it doesn't mean I'm not going to become enraged or pissed off or obsess about something. Old habits will arise, but I've noticed the change in me. It's almost like I could melt into the Pure Land as far as this place is concerned. This Saha realm, there are times I wish I could just, kind of like a lizard shedding its skin. I know it sounds weird, but you wish you could just kind of go to the Pure Land, especially now that I'm getting older, and you notice the aches and the pains of getting older and all that. And you see friends around you or people you've known who've gotten older, who become, senile or have dementia or what. And you're like, there's a part of you that wishes you could just painlessly kind of melt into the Pure Land. I don't know if I'm wording that clearly or not. It's just, I'm interested in what's going on here in the Saha realm. Obviously, I have to live here, but there's a part of me, and I'm not talking, again, suicide is off the table. I'm not going to commit suicide. But it's basically, excuse my language, it's kind of like, fuck the Saha world. I just, the only reason I really am here, I feel, is just to talk about how Amida has touched my life, to share that on YouTube. But in terms of everything else, I'm just I'm over it. Pretty much. I don't know.
Yes.
That's kind of where I'm at right now. It's just...
when I have difficulties in my daily life, I simply like to change the focus from problems to Amida, because our problems will never get solved. I mean, some might get solved, but the majority will not. And people around us will never change. And we will always find something that will hurt us. But I like to change the focus to Amida and say Nembutsu and lose myself in saying Nembutsu. Just Namo Amida Bu, Namo Amida Bu, and leave everything that upsets me, leave aside. I mean, let every bad thought or bad feeling that I have come and stay for as long as they want and leave when they want. But I just don't focus on them. Just focus on Amida. Enjoy Amida's presence. And this helps me. this helps me in times of difficulty.
I think I'm going to start doing that. That's excellent advice, Sensei, because I'm getting to the point to where I'm just kind of getting jaded toward people. It's like, and I mean, I love you guys. I love the Sangha. I have a couple of friends I care about, but overall, I'm pretty much disillusioned with humanity, especially here living in the United States with all the madness going on. I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start just taking time to spend losing myself in Nembutsu. I mean, I say Nembutsu throughout the course of the day and night, off and on, nonstop, but just, yeah, that's good advice. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Sometimes I also like to end my day by listening to Dharma, the earphones, and saying Nembutsu. Or, for example, I like to hear when I go to sleep. I like to sometimes I like to hear teachings on death and impermanence. So sometimes I get asleep with the thoughts of death in my ear and saying Nembutsu. You know, it's very calming for me sometimes. Or just simply saying Nembutsu. You know?
Here's a question I'm going to ask. Now that I'm getting older, and I've talked about people that they do lose their mind as they get older, there's a part of me that's kind of afraid of losing all the good that I've done on YouTube and sharing with others if I become basically an old idiot. And I'm not there yet. I'm alert. I'm cognizant. I'm
certainly you are not an idiot yet. I can tell you. So, you are okay. Not yet.
Not yet. But I worry about how that would damage my Dharma message if, you know, it got out. Oh, well, you know, Joshin kind of went nuts or something. So basically, whatever he talked about on his channel, Amida didn't help him. You know how people are. You know how people jump to these conclusions.
Yes.
What is your take on that? I would value your opinion on that. It hasn't happened. It may never happen, but I do think about that.
Yes. You know, I think, I think you should not worry about the future, you know, and just try your best in the present to help others receive faith, and don't give a shit on the future. If you go nuts, what's the problem? No problem. Joshin did his best, and now he went crazy. That's life.
Hopefully they'll say, well, he's always been a little crazy, so hey,
yes.
he went further.
We can say you had crazy wisdom. You know, there is the concept of crazy wisdom in Buddhism. Don't worry. I will use your craziness to make it look like wisdom.
Mad monk. Yeah.
I will clean your image. But also, don't forget, if anybody of you make a video, please send me a copy so I can have a copy here. Okay. Yes. Wait a second to see. Okay. Yes. So just do your best, and don't worry. Shinran Shonin and Renyo Shonin, they taught the Dharma until very old age. So let's hope that we will be sane at old age if we reach that age.
Namo Amida Bu. Yes.
Okay. You guys want to give any comment, an encouragement to Joshin if he goes crazy? What do you think, Kishin?
Well, if it's destiny to get crazy, then yeah, you have to get nuts. This is your destiny in the end. But of course, just is thinking about what could happen in the past, in the future. What will happen in the future? Will I be the same person? Will I still follow the Dharma? Or will I start to talk bullshit and to have strange ideas or whatever? Already this fear is a proof that you're living in the samsaric world where you have to escape in the end. But you shouldn't worry about this because this is normal. All people, when they get older, I see it with myself. You said you're 61. Well, I'm now 51. And I see also the same fears and the same development. And I also get, yeah, some things I get more calm. Meanwhile, things where I was upset in the past. But of course, I think also, well, in the future, maybe I will start to get crazy. I will lose everything. But these are just illusional thoughts coming from samsara. Yeah. And we can forget these thoughts. We live now in the present, and maybe tomorrow you're dead. Yeah, can happen anywhere, anytime. So it's one of these basic illusions that we have, that we are concerned about the future, what will change, but change is a natural thing. Yeah, change is a basic rule of this world. So you should not emphasize it too much, because you know better that it's absolutely, it makes no sense to emphasize this too much. Everything that shall happen will happen, and you have to undergo it and to live with it and to deal with it. So yeah, just tell your mind, hey, mind, shut up, let me live, and let me do what I have to do. I think this is all we can do, and that's all, and this is enough. Trust in Amida is enough. And we don't have to be concerned about the future. Not so deeply. A little bit, of course, because we have to stay here in any case in this life. But yeah, it should not be exaggerated. Yeah, a fear that is becoming bigger and bigger. This makes no sense. No sense at all.
Excellent advice. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And be sure that I am certain that as a person of faith, you will never, ever say bullshit things like Amida is a symbol or metaphor, or you will never deny.
No.
So you might, even if you go crazy, you are not able to deny Amida's existence or the existence of the Pure Land, you know. And yes, that's for certain.
It is for certain. I put out there. There really isn't.
Mm-hmm.